I'm telling you guys this because I think it's really important, especially from a mental standpoint when you're jumping into this and you get a lot of naysayers. You get a lot of people that say, oh man, I would never jump into search. I'd never jump into lead generation the way you guys do it because, man, I listened to something that said, the conceptual, like overarching high level strategies we're training you guys, they're not changing necessarily. It's the platform that I'm training you on. They change it. Like Weebly makes it, like I remember the 2 times ago when I updated the training, literally the next week, Weebly made a full change to their interface. And so people couldn't find the buttons I was training in the videos and whatnot. But if you look at the overall overarching strategy of search and search engine optimization and lead generation, the way we train it, it's I would say 98% identical 10 years ago when I jumped into this, or 11 years ago when I jumped into this space. I'm telling you guys this because I think it's really important, especially from a mental standpoint when you're jumping into this and you get a lot of naysayers. You get a lot of people that say, oh man, I would never jump into search. I'd never jump into lead generation the way you guys do it because, man, I listened to something that said, oh my gosh, it changes all the time. And I'm telling you guys, if you can take that mental angle when you look at this model and go, wow, well, here's a guy from the future, Dan, who's been doing this for 10, 11 years, and his work of what he's produced to train us, if you look back into some of the older archives of these updates we've made over the years, is 98% the same as it was 5-6 years ago when he first launched this training platform, right, and this training program. I think that's really helpful for some of us that easily get persuaded by people or things or things that we read, because it's very easy to fall down into a trap. It's very easy to take someone who looks like a quote-unquote expert because they put a blog out or they have a YouTube channel and a following. What you need to understand is these same people understand search. They also understand what drives traffic, right? They also understand that people that get into this game of lead generation and search go onto the internet looking for answers for things. If maybe a lead gen property didn't pop as fast, or you're doing SEO for a client and it's not moving, they get online and they start searching for search terms, right? Just the same way that a local consumer would be searching for search terms that would run them into our lead generation projects, right? And products. So just I guess from someone speaking to you from the future who's made millions and millions of dollars online doing lead generation, not only for my business but for other businesses, stay the course, stay focused on the prize, guys. I'm telling you guys, this thing that Google built with search is such a big animal. It's not just like switching or turning a switch and then everything changes, right? And now search is completely different, right? Trust me, they've got smarter in their algorithms. They're updating. There's tons of different factors that go into search, but at the core, because we're in local, it's not all that difficult to dominate. As you guys have probably seen, if you've done any sort of due diligence at this point, is there's a lot of people that completely are doing everything incorrectly, and just based on the amount of time their domain name's been live or what have you, they're still killing it, right? They're still ranking. You scratch your head, you're like, man, they didn't do anything Dan said in those training videos, but yet they're still doing well. And that's just because you're playing in marketplaces, you're playing in zip codes, you're playing in industries and niches that ultimately there's not enough competition in to matter. And so again, you guys have heard me talk about knocking out third graders. This is why this model can work for so many different people. This is why I could take someone who's brand new that's never done anything, which actually is that would probably be my the type of person I want to work with, is someone that's a clean slate for me. That they literally have no background. They're not techie. They're not going to get caught up on things right off the bat that they've learned, maybe bad practices they've learned or bad advice that they've received from someone, and I can show them how to walk this thing from A to Z very rapidly. So that's that. So